middles going from the attack, and they're all about that grit defense. They let nothing hit the floor.
Cal with the ball first. Oxoy was big early in sets on Friday for Clemson, and that attack is in, and a great start for the Cal Bears. That is number 18, Ashley Lee. The first point goes to her.
And that was a great in-system play from the California Bears, so they had all options available to them.
Middle, down. That's Nilo Kerr, the Michigan State transfer. Jackie Simpson-Keir gonna like that. We talked to her a little bit beforehand, and she was so complimentary of the mentality her team brought Friday, and she's hoping that will extend it today.
Absolutely. They were on fire Friday. They played probably one of their best matches of the season. All 6 players on the court were in sync, so we're looking for that again today.
Overpass there. Cal having a scramble, and off the top, Mia Moore gives Clemson the lead.
And Mia Moore, she was a key to Friday evening as well in their outstanding play against Stanford. She was hitting and tipping and just playing very smart.
Tigers with the lead. And into the net it goes. Couple points apiece. Here's a look at Cal's head coach, Jen Malcolm. Bringing a team in here that, again, won the first set against Georgia Tech. They've played a tough schedule. About half of their wins have come against ACC teams, so young coaching staff just trying to build it the right way in Berkeley.
And Jen Malcolm here, she's in her 2nd season as the Bears head coach. She is firing up her team. She's got some youth she's developing. So, again, the ACC is such a tough conference. Any win she can get is going to be a success.
And the block is wide. So Cal ends up with a .32. I think Clemson fans maybe thought that was in, but it was wide, and so now the Bears will have an opportunity. Francesca Popescu from Sewanee, Georgia.
Yeah, we got a couple local players on the Cal team.
And a nice play across. Peyton Desjardins able to find her way into the box score. It's 4-2 Cal early on.
Desjardins is an outside hitter, 6'1". She comes from Pasadena, California. She always brings a lot of offense to the Cal Bears.
This is Popescu. And Sand could not handle it and goes tumbling into the front row. So serve receive advantage Cal here in the early going. They've opened up a nice margin.
And that's one of the things in volleyball you want to watch out for is sometimes stepping on someone, and they're playing so aggressive, but the Clemson Tigers have already suffered the loss of Kennedy Wagner due to injury this season, so they really want to be careful with the rest of their starters.
Moore, again off the top, this time though in play. Grabbed by Dominique Fils, and that's down. And how about the efficiency of the Bears attack and some fist pumps coming from that bench area.
And that's exactly the plays we saw in the beginning of the match where Hayden here, she loves going off of one leg behind the setter and hitting down line. That is impressive.
Hayden coming off of a rough performance. 4 kills, 5 errors on Friday against Georgia Tech. Very uncharacteristic. The 4 previous matches, she was 12 or more kills. And there's Mia McGrath coming off a fine outing on Friday. And on the board again is the Tigers down by 3.
Yeah, I think Hayden, Georgia Tech were so effective with their block on Friday, so they were able to really slow her down and take her out of her game.
Yeah, 15 blocks for Georgia Tech, and that loss for Cal. Beating the block is a big part of the attack. And how about Hayden again puts it down? 3 kills in the early going for the All-ACC candidate.
Yeah, 3 kills, 0 errors. She's hitting 1,000 already to start this match. The Clemson block is going to have to work on that discipline, setting up against her to slow that down.
Yeah, 5 kills, 5 attacks. We talked about Clemson's defense digging the ball out. They've not been able to get their hands on any so far defensively. There's one from McGrath. Not a shocker.
And that was an incredible one-handed up by McGrath during that play.
Kate Hansen throws it over. Miscommunication there. McGrath with power, puts it down.
And that's the Tigers we're going to have to see today if they're going to win this match. That's what they looked like on Friday. Everybody doing their role, playing in sync.
McGrath, a couple of kills in that dig so far. A couple for McKenna Gildon as well. A valuable libero for the Tigers on the back row right now. And blocked. There's McGrath again along with Hansen. The first time Hayden's been denied today.
Yeah, and that's a great block. Crucial point there to bring the Tigers back close up in this set.
Addie Raines just long. Clemson, an aggressive serving team. They'll take some errors if they can get some aces. That one an error to give Cal a 3-point lead. And now with the ball in hand is Michaela Hayden. Hansen drops it down, finds the space.
And we talked about it again before the match started. It's going to be a battle of the middles. It's so crucial for Clemson to get their middle attack running. And Hansen there does it in connection with her setter, Sant.
Down. Nicely done from the back row. That was a strong attack there by Desjardins.
Desjardins, again, a senior leader. She comes in at 6'1". She is so effective in her role for the Bears. She can hit from the outside and from the back row.
Desjardins actually leading the Bears in kills despite Hayden's brilliance. She's actually been the best attacker. And another back row attack, this time by McGrath, who's feeling it so far. Already 3 kills for Mia.
She is just blowing past that 1,000 point mark. She's not slowing down, not stopping, but the Tigers are going to need their leader, McGrath, to deliver that for winning this match.
Kate Hansen to serve. Lee gets it across. And that's Oxoy. First kill for the freshman who had a career high in kills on Friday night against Stanford.
She played great Friday night. Again, it's hard to know she's a freshman because she does bring a lot of that international experience to the court.
Yeah, 10 kills for Oxoy. She had played just 8 sets all season coming in. Star of the show, though, in many respects. They go back to her here.
Nice.
And she puts it down right
Big
on the back line.
Kill. Oxoy, she's not one of the tallest players on the court. And again, it's hard to say she's a freshman, but she is a freshman. She does bring that international experience, though. But wow, did she unload on that one.
See if Cal can respond. And Lee puts it down. A lot of big swings for the Bears so far. They're getting the results.
Lee is an outside hitter. She comes in at 6'3", and junior. She can be very impressive when she's on fire, too. A little out of system here.
McGrath, oh, a pancake, but it stays on that side, and a 4th kill for Mia McGrath.
Mia McGrath's getting a lot of kills from the back row right now, which is great. Good to see because that allows Sant, the setter for the Clemson Tigers. She has 4 options at all times.
There's a look at Mia. Her leadership so important. Again, a 6-rotation player, but just the steadiness of Mia McGrath is a big reason why the Tigers have weathered the storm here during a very difficult stretch of ACC competition.
Yeah, they had such an impressive preseason. They went undefeated. Then they suffered the loss of one of their star players, Kennedy Wagner. So they're having to rebuild a little bit mid-season.
Oxoy off the top of the block. That's great hustle there by Maria Sturbu. Moore gets the point.
Moore, the right side hitter for the Clemson Tigers. She's got that impressive left-handed swing, which allows her, when she hits from the right side, she has the entire court open to her.
Moore starting to come on a little stronger of late. Has not been as efficient as she might want, but in recent games, really starting to round out, particularly that left-handed attack from the right side is such a weapon.
Yeah, she's one of those players where I would assume that her coaching staff says, we want you to go up and swing hard every single time.
McGrath keeps it alive. Sant. Blocked down. Okur and Moore.
Such an awesome play by Okur, the middle blocker for the Clemson Tigers. She is a 6-foot grad student, but all through that play, she was kept the ball going and then set her feet well to get that block.
Second block for the Tigers today. 4 different players have combined on that. Tough handle. Cal, though, able to keep it alive. A clean play for Clemson. And McGrath answers.
I think McGrath got a couple more inches on her vertical. I mean, she was soaring so high on that. And again, she's not one of the taller players in collegiate level. She comes in at, 5'11", 6 foot, but she elevated on that.
14 kills on 59 swings on Friday. She was by far the most frequent attacker for Clemson. Almost double every other player. That's off the touch. Cal's able to get a point.
Nice swing there by Ashley Lee. She used the blocker's hands. Very tough to defend.
Strong start for Lee so far. 3 kills for her. This is Popescu. Already got 1 ace today. Drop shot, nice dig. And off the side of the block, it's Moore again.
And this is just incredible volleyball. We said that this was going to be a tight match. These teams are similar. They are both battling for a very crucial win in their season. Right now, Clemson Tigers are up 14-12.
There's a look at Moore again. 3 kills, she and McGrath. Great relationship.
There's that grit defense.
Sant and Gildon on the back in particular. There's Gildon. And then a miscommunication on the pass there gives Cal a cheap point.
Yeah, you hate to see an error like that because it was kind of no one's fault and Clemson really had dug the ball up, but we kind of joke sometimes those middle blockers get in the way. But they do have to move all over the court.
Jump serve for Desjardins. Moore's blocked, but Gildon keeps it alive. Another dig, this time Sant. Sant there again to pick it up. Moore, big time swing. And again, the back line, Popescu. Into the net, that attack. Tried to go underneath Hansen. And the Tigers will take a 2-point lead to a timeout on the floor here in Jervey.
And done. A complete list of reasons why the ACC is great.
You forgot ACC game days.
And football. Yes.
Hoops. Oh, I was gonna say hoops. Every sport, really.
I see.
From East Coast to West.
Precisely. One at a time.
No one can touch us.
Slow down.
Y'all, it's us. We all make the ACC great. Oh, okay.
And football. And hoops.
We're all attractive.
And we're smart. Lacrosse, swimming, diving.
Baseball.
We're gonna need a bigger board.
What about fantastic volleyball? We got them all.
Everyone knows his music, but no one knows the moment everything changed.
No, put Born USA on the shelf. I want this record to feel different.
Witness a true story
Bruce is channeling something deeply personal.
of risking it all
Radio can't play this. It sounds like a mistake.
to fight for what you believe in.
This is what we're putting out. No changes.
Springsteen, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
Formula One is not following the script.
Formula One all season long on ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
First set here in Jervey. Let's take a look at where Clemson is. And we've talked about their defense. They do lead the ACC in digs per set, 4th in attacks per set. They're also dead last in blocks per set. So a lot of pressure on that back row, but those players have done a really good job of keeping the ball alive and grinding out points.
Oh, it is impressive how the Clemson Tigers, I mean, they do not let a ball hit the floor without every single member of their team making the ultimate effort to go after it. And I know that's something Coach Keir is really working on and focuses on, but ideally they do balance that out with the blocks. Even slowing the ball down with a block touch is helpful.
And there's a ball out. Clemson will take the point there. Again, trying to go around that block. And to that point, against Stanford on Friday, Clemson had 8 blocks, so they have been effective at times. It's just not maybe the thing that they're best at because, as you've mentioned, a lot of their outside players are a little bit smaller and a little bit springy.
Yep, and they do run a 5-1, so Sant, the setter, she has the opportunity to be the blocker in the front row.
Big swing there from Michaela Hayden. 4 kills for Hayden, who we talked about in the open.
And again, here she is off that 1-foot slide behind the setter. She is so effective with that kill.
And now Hayden serving, leads the team in blocks, 2nd in kills. She's also 3rd in aces. And there's another one, make it 13 for her on the season.
She's got that big jump float serve. She can guide it where she needs it to go. So here she's going from corner to corner. She catches the libero, moving backwards on her feet.
She's now tied for 2nd on the team in aces. Popescu's got 19. She and Sophia Johnson and Peyton Desjardins have 13 apiece. And there's a nice kill put down by Kate Hansen.
And you can see the difference there when Gildon, the libero for the Clemson Tigers, when she has that perfect in-system pass, the setter's able to run her entire offense and gives Hansen that opportunity to put the ball down.
2nd kill for Kate Hansen. One of a string of talented middles that have paced Clemson's attack in the last half dozen games or so. Big swing block. There's Hansen and Sant on the edge.
They must have heard us talking about them with their blocking. Nice block by the Clemson Tigers. Again, we're used to seeing them in orange and purple, but the gray and pink is in honor of one of their teammates, and I think it looks cute.
I'm going to take your word for that. I do like it.
The pink bows.
It's a great look.
Yeah.
Especially when you know the cause.
Exactly.
Hansen, almost drops it down. What a dig by Popescu. Sant flips it over.
There's the setter for the Clemson Tigers. Again, she's the one who's kind of the quarterback of the team, so she's used to setting up all her teammates, but every once in a while when she gets the opportunity, she loves to get a kill herself.
Longtime setter for Jackie Simpson-Keir. McKenna Slavic made a living on dumping the ball over like that instead of passing. And Sant coming into her own in that regard. You saw her with the block and then the play out of the middle. And now Clemson with a 4-point lead. One of the questions that we had coming in here today, Aaron, is how do you come off an emotional game where the gym was packed, it was loud, you win the first, a little bit of controversy in the third, you end up dropping that one, kind of ran out of gas. How do you respond with just a day in between? Cal probably asking the same thing. How do you respond after going on the road across the country? So far, I think both teams emotionally look very engaged today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a really good point. There's nothing like having the number 5 team in the country in your home gym and you play your best volleyball. And so here now we're playing, the Clemson Tigers are playing Cal, who also a phenomenal team, but aren't ranked as high. So Clemson Tigers have to dig down deep, just go back to what they're best at, which is playing that defense, keeping those in-system passes so they can run their middles.
And look inside the huddles. Cal calls this timeout, okay? They're down by 4. Based on what you've seen so far, what are they trying to establish the next couple points to turn the tide in this first set?
Yeah, it's kind of shocking that they're down by 4 because it seems like the teams have been playing so evenly matched, but Cal has had a few missed passes and then a couple errors that they aren't used to making, so they need to get back to just keeping that ball insistent. We talked about their consistency, and so that's what they're working on right now.
Again, it's a young coaching staff, the second year together, trying to establish something for Cal. And the block again. We talked to Jackie Simpson-Keir, and she mentioned 2 blockers at the pins. They were going to do that a lot today, and it has borne fruit in the first set.
That is another example of just an incredible block. Hansen there, she's getting her hands way over the net.
Aaron served there, and so Cal will get a point, down by 4.
So Cal, this is where they can really turn it on and take this first set. So the Clemson Tigers need to stay disciplined. It starts here with this first pass.
Maria Sturbu from Bucharest, Romania. One of those young players we talked about for Cal, a true freshman. Hansen, the slide, and the kill.
And the Coach Kier and her coaching staff have got to be thrilled with that play. That puts the Clemson Tigers 1 point closer to taking this first set, doing exactly what they were hoping to do, run their middles.
Hansen now with 3 kills today. Very efficient. Also 3 blocks in the first set for Kate Hansen. Oxoy tipped over. Tigers will get a second opportunity. McGrath from the back line. This is Lee. Wide, and a great play by Oxoy.
Yeah.
Like Neo in the Matrix out of the way.
And she's laughing and smiling about it too, because if that ball had hit her, that would have been a point for the Bears.
Timeout. Look at this.
The dodge. Whoop. There you go. Smart play. Good job by the freshman.
Good instincts. Sometimes that's learned. Sometimes you just got the instincts right there.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the Tigers. You mentioned that historic start. They're sitting 12-9, 0-9 in the ACC. A lot of the tougher matches are behind them. Look at this, their best start in over a quarter century. They beat South Carolina. It was not just weak sisters they were beating up on. Beat South Carolina and Columbia. They beat Georgia in here. We talked about the team Diggs. This is a team that's come on hard times, but they have put together some nice runs of play so far this year.
Exactly, and it's because a lot of their players are returning players, so they do have those seniors and those juniors on the team that can bring a lot of leadership. They're teaching the culture that Coach Kier and her staff are building. So this will be a big win for them. So far, they're doing great.
You see inside that huddle, again, looking for that elusive first ACC win, but they feel they're not that far away. They've come off of, again, when you lose one of your best players to injury, I mean, they're playing as many as 4 middles, playing a little 6-2. Like, you're trying to find some answers. And I do credit this coaching staff for not just trying to play one way. They realize that you may have to sort of build the plane while you're flying it, to use the popular expression there. And they have, but they do feel like they may have found some combinations and found some things that have started to click with their team. And this is a more confident bunch coming in here today than they've seen in a while.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, William. This is, you can see here that they are playing really well in system. They're communicating. They are closing the blocks, some things that we hadn't seen earlier in the ACC season.
Kate Hansen serving. We'll see if Cal can respond. Big swing and down. That's the first kill for Dominique Fills today.
And we are playing to 25 in the first set. This is rally scoring in volleyball, so every single play results in a point. The Clemson Tigers are 3 points away from taking the first set.
Fills a quiet first set. She was at Iowa last year. As many as 16 kills a couple times this year. Oxoy flicks it. And it will be a point for the Bears. Clemson looked like she was trying to flick off the block there.
Yep, she was arguing for a touch. I don't see anyone pulling out the challenge. So we will let it play. Here's a replay. Yeah, no touch on the hands, which was what she was going for.
Slide occur, that is out. And 3 straight points now for Cal. So a good timeout from the coaching staff. And now Clemson's going to respond. Jackie Simpson-Keir has a couple remaining. That's exactly what you want to see if you're Jen Malcolm and that Cal coaching staff. The way her team came out and, again, forced Clemson into some uncomfortable spots.
And Jen Malcolm with the Cal Bears, she has a younger team, so this is like a point in the match where experience does matter because you really have to limit your errors while still playing aggressive. So at this point, they want to encourage their team to go after with a tough serve. Ideally, don't miss it, though, because when a coach calls a timeout, you're trying to throw the other team off their momentum, get them out of system. So we'll see what the Bears can come back with after this timeout.
Really interesting volleyball background for Coach Malcolm. She was the interim head coach 7 times at UCLA in 23. She played at Iowa State after starting her career at Syracuse, where she presided over one of the great periods in Iowa State volleyball where she goes to the Elite Eight in 08, goes to Sweet 16 in 07, the year before that, and spent a lot of time at her alma mater. So she's been in a really good volleyball program and just trying to establish those habits here at Cal. It takes a little bit of time, but I think they're off to a good start.
Right. I mean, only second year as the head coach here, so that means she's only coached, you know, this team for 2 years, so they're still getting to know her as much as she's getting to know them.
And now the response from Clemson. Let's see how they come out of the timeout as the gym's getting a little noisy right now. A 3-point lead still. Elise Lau serving for Cal.
Look at the up by the setter for the Clemson Tigers.
Santa's everywhere. From the back line, Raines with the dig. Another nice dig, this time by Johnson, the libero. Down Raines, the overpass and the contest from Sant. And the block, still up. Blocked again. Still alive. Clemson with a great chance to score. McGrath, back line, again it's Johnson. Lee drops it over, again blocked. Back to Lee, deflected. We play on, and in. And Cal wins it from Desjardins, and everybody can exhale. What a point.
I hope that one makes a highlight reel, because that was one of those volleyball rallies that you just love to see. Again, so much going right from both teams, block coverage. Nice, smart hit there by Desjardins to hit it deep in the court.
4 straight points for Cal now. And Oxoy wide, that's 5 in a row now. And so Cal, for the first time today, able to build some momentum, and they are 1 point away from squaring this score.
And that's amazing experience, mature play coming from the Golden Bears. Again, they were down at a crucial point in the first set, so they have dug deep. They were doing great block coverage to keep the ball going.
Playing through McGrath. And right there, tough handling, and Clemson able to get off the schneid. That was a big point for the Tigers here.
Yeah, I think a little bit just getting out of that rotation. It was going extremely well for the Golden Bears and not so good for the Clemson Tigers. So that was just a point where they needed to get out of that rotation, and then everyone moves one spot on the court. So this is the next rotation.
Blocked down. That was a clean rejection by Oxoy and Okur.
We need to take back everything we were saying about how their block is not their best feature for their team, because look at that. Wow, good hang time too.
Sant for the set. And a miss hit there from each and every night.
And Okur, she's 6 feet tall, which is actually a little short for a middle blocker, but she's extremely athletic.
Down in the middle, and another good start for the Bears. Offensively, continuing to get going. They have played really well side to side, and there's Sawyer Thompson. It's her first kill. Sant picks it up. Dug out there by Stierbu. And right over the top. That's Desjardins. Now 5 kills for Peyton Desjardins, the senior from Pasadena.
And she does lead the California Bears when it comes to the overall attack. She is their most consistent player, and she can hit from the left side, from the back row. They're going to look to get her and the middle block going.
Oxoy, big swing, gets the kill.
Oxoy does not give them that opportunity. That was probably one of the toughest rotations that the Cal Bears have in terms of their offense in the front row. So very crucial for the Clemson Tigers to get that side out.
And Jim Oxoy comes out with 3 kills on the ledger. Claire Luma serving now for Clemson. One of the better servers on this squad. The tip and out. Clemson will take the point. Good eye by Sant there.
That's one that Hayden would like to have back as the middle blocker. She went up a little tentative. She really only had one blocker in front of her, so she should have and could have crushed that ball.
Overpass and a challenge at the net and a violation.
Yeah, they call back row attack there on the Bears because the setter put her hands on the ball as it was going over, and she's in the back row, which is illegal.
Here's a look at it.
You can't block as a back row player.
Luma serves deep. Big swing, the block touch deadens it from McGrath. Nice dig.
Free ball opportunity here for the Clemson Tigers.
Moore will get it. Just too long.
And the Clemson Tigers, this is their strategy with their hitters. They like to go high and deep to try to catch the hands of the opponent's blocker. So it looks like that one just went a little too high, too deep, and no hands in the way.
First error for Moore today. Tigers again with just 3 attack errors in that first set. Very clean.
Wow, yeah, that's tough to hold it to only 3 errors.
Back to Moore. Pancake, not good enough. Love going right back to her, as good as she's been today.
And you can see the libero there for the Golden Bears, and I do appreciate her. She's kind of coaching herself in this moment, but she knows she could have gotten there with her feet and dug it up. Sometimes the pancake can be kind of like a crutch. You're not supposed to use it all the time. It's that last-ditch effort to try to get your hand under the ball.
Can Luma send it over? She can, but Cal with a golden opportunity. Blocked down! Hansen and McGrath.
Never did I think we'd be saying the Clemson Tigers have the best block in this match today, but they are bringing it. Look at that. The ball almost lands before the players do. That went down so fast.
Clemson just 1.96 blocks per set coming in. That's dead last in the ACC. And right there, the block was just wide. They almost got another one. They've got 6 blocks already in this match early in the second set.
And the coaching staff were on their feet. They were looking to see if possibly the Golden Bear player had the ball hit her before it went out of bounds, but it looks like they're not going to use a challenge.
Here's Desjardins. Moore. Nice
There's
dig
the
by Johnson.
She coached herself on that play, you know, to bring it back correct the next time.
Set from her knees for Stirbu. Far side, long. Good opportunity for Phil's, a good idea. That's where the space was.
And you have there Coach Malcolm. She's talking to the down judge, who I actually happen to know. She was reffing when I played, so that's Suzanne Lowry there. She is the down ref, and the up ref tonight. Today is Betsy Smith.
Fine tandem. It wasn't that long ago when you played.
Yeah, Suzanne would agree.
Back to her.
Great dig.
Again, this time Gildon's there.
Oh, unbelievable.
Who can get there? Nobody.
Oh, my goodness. That's that grit we talk about coming from the Clemson Tigers. A great play by the Golden Bears.
Dominique Phils, how many attacks did she have right there? They just kept feeding her.
Which sometimes is a very smart strategy, really, especially if you know it's one of your best players who can get the kill. She can get more and more like warmed up in system, and she's probably saying, give me the ball, I need to get going here.
Mia McGrath. I love how she almost looked off the block with her eyes and then played it back to the near side. That was cool.
Yeah, she would actually have an amazing beach career, which may be something she's considering when she does graduate from indoor, because beach, there's only 2 players on the court, and you do have to have that vision and see where everything's open. So she already has that.
In the middle. well placed for Sawyer Thompson, her second kill here in the second set. Nice little wrinkle there by the Bears to insert her into the lineup.
Very in-system play here. Just running a quick set right behind the setter. She only had one blocker up.
So Stierbu. Hansen pops it to the back. Beautiful play.
And there you can see the maturity from the middle blocker, Kate Hansen. She's been hitting the ball really well, but on this one, she just slows it down and puts it to that open, deep corner, which it looks easy. That's actually a difficult hit to make.
Down just long and no touch. Now Cal's looking for a touch. Are they going to challenge here? And the Bears will challenge. So this will be our first challenge here in the second set. We made it through the first without one.
Challenging that there was a block touch.
All right, so right now a 9-6 lead for Clemson. Let's take a look.
So they are looking, they can review the entire play, which is helpful in this challenge, but I believe what they think happened is that the ball touches Mia McGrath here in the back. Because we don't see any touch from the front. Yeah, no touch there on the block. And so number 10, the blocker for the Clemson Tigers, she's purposely covering that side of the court, so her defense knows the ball is most likely coming. As you can see there's 3 Clemson Tigers on the right side there. And so did Mia McGrath, did she get a little bit of it? I didn't see the ball move trajectory.
A little bit hard to tell from behind, but you do see the ball sort of continue to spin the way it was spinning. There's another look at the net angle. Just to double check that one.
These replays are fun though. You can just see like how high in the air these players are getting, how high over the net.
It does look like McGrath's reaction. It almost happens when the ball's past her.
I mean, she tried to dig it.
Here's a call.
After review, the call will stand. There is no video evidence to overturn or confirm. Cal will lose a challenge.
All right, so the Bears will lose a challenge. Probably not a bad idea.
Yep.
9-6 and 8-7. Feels like just a different game altogether. Even though it's early here in the second set, if you're Cal, this is when you really need to win.
And the Clemson Tigers are going for their first ACC win of the season. You know, they had that tough loss of Kennedy Wagner with the injury, and so they've had to rebuild a little bit. Nice play by the Bears.
Cal able to regroup, and they get the point. That's well done. Ashley Lee gets her 4th kill.
And Ashley Lee, she's been hitting from the right side. On that one, they had her hit from the left side. So I think the Bears, again, we talked about the youth of their team. They have some transfers. So they're figuring some things out as well.
Elise Lau serving for the Bears just over the top of the net. Battle at the net, and Cal wins it. It's Desjardins.
Desjardins comes down. She's celebrating big. It is always fun when it's one-on-one at the net. It's really that personal battle. It becomes personal at that point. So you do want to win it.
There were 2 of them there. Looked like Sant won the first one, maybe.
Right.
Could not win the point, though. McGrath from the back line. Dig over Gildon.
Yeah. Woo! They almost let that one hit the floor.
Kept it alive, boy. A break there. Raines will have to feed it. Oxoy.
Everyone's back in system now.
Middle, down. There's Thompson again. How about the defense here from Sophia Johnson? Woo.
Yeah, what an incredible up. Again, she was coaching herself earlier in the set on like an error she made when it came to defense, and so she has not stopped running her feet since. Another great up.
Another one, that's right. Oxoy off the block.
Oxoy, the freshman for the Clemson Tigers, hitting from the left side. She has beautiful hang time. So you can like count the seconds she's in the air, but it makes it really difficult to block her because she is in the air longer than the blockers are. So if she can wait a little bit, she's catching the blockers as they're coming down.
Good serve there. And off the block, the answer from Cal, again, is Desjardins.
And that was a great set from the Golden Bears setter there to Desjardins. She likes the ball high, she likes the ball tight, so she can go up and she can use the block to get the point.
10-10 and into the net. First service error for Cal today. Clemson's had 4 of those. You talked about Cal really has one serve receive, 2 aces, no errors until that one. Tigers no aces, 4 errors so far.
Yeah, I mean, what a close match. We figured it would be. These teams are very evenly matched, so it's going to come down to like minor errors, minor points, who's going to win the entire match. Nice
Gildon dig. McGrath drops down beautifully.
Smart play by the senior outside hitter, Mia McGrath. She, again, is one of the leaders for the Clemson Tigers. She can bring it, but every once in a while she knows it's smart just to bring the soft touch.
She's just in her bag right now. That's 8 kills. She's kept all 18 attacks on the board. No errors so far.
Wow, that is really hard to do as an outside hitter.
Moore keeps it alive, but Tigers unable to scramble. Cal continuing to find answers here in the second set. A little bit cleaner play so far that we've seen since the break.
And the setter for Cal's front row now. So they have 2 hitters front row. This is a good opportunity for the Clemson Tigers to get some extra points.
They go into the middle, but again, a solo block there by Hayden.
Yeah, I'll see if Hayden has anything to say about this.
Slide, and it's out. Right off the pin there. And Clemson will get the point.
And you mentioned Hayden did not have a great match Friday against Georgia Tech, which she just won ACC Defensive Player of the Week award. So I think she's feeling a little bit out of system right now. It's going to be crucial for the Bears to get her going.
Hayden finds the middle. It couldn't quite get the point, but Cal, great opportunity here. Back to her.
Yeah, you can see they're setting her over and over and over again.
That's way up. We almost caught that one. Tigers get the point. There's McGrath again. 9 kills for Mia McGrath so far today.
Love to see this from the senior leader for the Clemson Tigers. She's just having a blast. Another block by the Tigers, but doesn't count because it was defended, but that was a good block.
This is Moore, right off the dig. No chance for Johnson.
You can see the fans are on their feet. They can appreciate that that hit was humongous. Here's a replay, right off the libero, ouch.
At Clemson University, tradition meets transformation. Our purpose does more than drive us. It defines us. In roaring stadiums, in quiet discoveries, and in the connections we make. Enriching our campuses, our communities, and our state. Because the future belongs to those who move fiercely forward.
Tacos at Zaxby's? You know it. They took their famous chicken fingers and sauced them up in a soft tortilla shell. Taco Tuesday? Nah, taco every day. Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
I thought you worked in his house.
Nope. Cantina chicken burrito.
You know what? Let me get something to wash that down with.
I got you.
We make magic all day, all day. Can't stop no way. We make magic. It's what we create. I will not stay. Magic.
Good set. Clemson over Cal. The Tigers won the first by 4. They lead the second by 4. Aaron, what stands out about really both teams, we've seen a pretty good second set on both sides of the ledger.
The Clemson Tigers are doing a lot right in this set. They are blocking amazing, they're showing their defense, they're passing well, they're serving well, and that is why they are up. Cal, on the other hand, they are playing too many balls out of system, and they're not able to run their middle. Like that.
Perfect.
Exactly. There they showed us what they want to be doing. So it starts with that excellent pass, a beautiful set from their freshman setter. Here is that slide that Hayden just loves to hit.
Hayden, we talked about a phenomenal player, consistent, and figured she wouldn't have 2 rough games in a row.
Here's one of those net balls.
Cal with a chance here, backside, and net violation there against the Tigers, and Cal will win the point.
So Clemson Tigers, they have that 2-point lead in the second set. We're playing best of 5. Clemson did win the first set.
McGrath.
Look at the effort from the Bears.
Oh, collision on the floor and a block. It's Warren Hansen.
I guess they ate their Wheaties this morning because the Clemson Tigers, I mean, they are just putting on a blocking clinic today. Perfect on their hands. You can see all 4 hands are sealed. There is just nowhere for that ball to go.
7 blocks now for the Tigers. Again, averaging fewer than 2 per set this season, which is last in the ACC. We did say early, like in the win against Georgia, there have been a couple other instances where Clemson has really been buoyed by their defense at the net, but those have been few and far between. There's been a lot of digs. Today, though, as you said, that front line has been enormous.
And this is such a huge opportunity for the Clemson Tigers. They're going for their first ACC win against such a strong team. And there you saw some of the youth from the California Bears. Even though they did win the point, that was a free ball situation that we saw earlier in that play that they just did not take advantage of. And a free ball means when the other team gives you what's just considered like a very easy pass. It's not a kill coming at you. And so when you receive a free ball, you're supposed to be able to run every single player in system.
McGrath dug out. Desjardins to the back.
Oh, no.
Oh, net violation again.
So that's interesting because the Clemson Tigers have been so effective with their block, and all of a sudden they're getting some net violations, so that's a little bit undisciplined, so they're not really sure who was in the net.
Looks like, did Hansen hit it with her knee?
She's trying to tell coach she didn't, but you know, I would always say I didn't touch the net either, if I did.
Oxoy playing out of the back. Gets the dig there.
Good pass.
McGrath down,
wow.
Look out.
So this is what we were wanting to know. Could the Clemson Tigers hold on to that momentum that they brought Friday? And so far they are. I mean, this is just a huge hit from the outside hitter, Mia McGrath. So much power.
McGrath in double figures. Look at that, 10 kills, 7 digs, well on her way to a double-double. Tried to get a little fancy there with the quick trigger by Thompson, but into the net.
Yeah, it did not look like that ball even crossed the net. She's talking to her setter right now. Again, the setter for the Golden Bears, she's a freshman, so it is really difficult to transition from the high school level to collegiate ball. So she will get better and better the more she plays.
2 net balls in a row. 3, and that time Cal able to win the point. Just muscled across there by
Yeah.
Dominic Fields.
That wasn't the prettiest volleyball all throughout that point, but you know, when you win the point, you don't care how you do it. Here's the freshman setter, Stirbu. She's from Romania.
Hansen gets it down.
Nice kill by Hansen. Again, we're playing to 25. This is the second set. If Clemson can continue holding the lead and get to 25 first, they'll go into the locker room up 2-0.
Hansen now serving. She and McGrath have been phenomenal in the attack. And there, a one-handed dig from Hansen. And McGrath puts it down.
Okay, we got to see a replay. That, for all middle blockers in the country right now, watch this dig from number 19. She keeps the ball alive so that her team can get the point. So middle blockers are not traditionally known for their defensive skills on the ground. They are at the net. But there you see the over 6 foot tall player coming up with a huge dig to help her team win that point.
2017 Clemson. How about the follow-up for Mia McGrath? Her 5th straight match in double figures in kills. She's got 7 digs as well. She's doing it all.
And she, at the start of the season, was a leader for the team, but she wasn't exactly delivering when it came to the statistics. So now she's a leader of the team. She's playing all 6 rotations, and she's also bringing it in the points.
There's a look at her. Again, hitting .440, just remarkable. It is interesting, like everybody's knocked a little bit off kilter when you're just trying to scramble and figure out, I use the analogy of building a plane while you're flying it. You go back, though, since Kennedy Wagner went out in the pit game, she's been in double figures in kills 6 out of 7 matches. So she really has taken on a lot of that production onto herself. She's done it without a ton of errors. You look at her hit percentages, sometimes they're not super, but they're getting the job done, especially, I mean, she's hit 59 attacks twice in the last 3 matches, and she's well on her way today. What's she at? 25 attacks already here in the second set.
And as the left side pin hitter, you are sometimes thrown what we would say trash, right? Like the ball's out of system, we got to just throw it to the left side. So she has to hit balls that are not perfect to hit, and so she's able to take those. Sometimes she's doing tips. They're short. Sometimes she's going deep down the line. She definitely can bring it cross court.
Tigers up 3. Hansen tried to dig that one out and could not. There's Fills again. 6 kills for Dominique Fills. She can go to the bench happy after that.
Yeah, great kill, though, by the Golden Bears. Regardless of who was playing defense, that one probably was going down.
Here's Elise Lau.
Great pass.
Oxoy dug out. Johnson. That's wide. Some frustration there from Lee, who's been pretty good today, but that time just way too aggressive with her angle.
And the Clemson Tigers are forcing some of those errors from the Golden Bears because they have been so dominant in the block that now the Golden Bears are saying, I got to hit around, I got to hit high, I got to hit off their hands, and if they miss them, the ball's going out of bounds.
Backside, down, that's Lee.
Great swing by Lee there. She just had the error, she came back. She swung for the court that time, snapped high, was able to get over the block and find the court. Here's a replay. Nice.
And 21-19, Clemson by 2.
Love the hang time from the freshman for the Clemson Tigers.
They go backside now for more. Couldn't get it across. 21-20. Cal hanging around here in the second set, waiting to pounce.
Playing to 25. Every single play is going to result in a point for one of the teams. So this is such a crucial point in the match and in the set.
Clemson is challenging that there was a net fault.
All right, so let's take a look at that.
So Mia Moore was swinging from the right side. I did see the coaching staff of the Clemson Tigers get on their feet pretty quickly. She tried a roll shot into the net. I believe the judges called no touch. And so what we are challenging here was, 1, was there a touch? 2, was somebody in the net?
Yeah. It sure looks like the net moves.
Yeah, and that middle blocker's hand is way, way over the net. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. It's a good challenge, especially at this point in the set.
You mentioned it, really all Clemson has to do, side out. If you side out, you're able to win this because they put themselves in position with a 2-point lead. Here's a look again. Watch the top of that net.
And this is one of those plays, too, where if the Bears had just kept their hands out of the way on this one, the ball didn't look like it was crossing the net. So it's a little bit of a risky play by the Bears to even try to touch this ball. But again, you're being aggressive and you want your team to do that. You know, you want your team to go for the ball. Sometimes it results in the wrong play.
I do a lot of baseball. This would be the equivalent of if a guy's going to bunt, you let him get himself out. And in this case, like you said, the shot was going into the net, but because you do want to be aggressive, you put yourself in trouble sometimes. Tigers up a point here. Fans are in it, man. The pink pom-poms, nice to see that today. A lot of folks wearing pink in the building. A little bit earlier, had all the people who have battled or are currently battling breast cancer to stand, had a nice ovation for them. Really a nice day in that regard. You see those pink pom-poms.
After review, there was a net fault. Clemson points. They retained their challenge.
Wow. So they're great. You know, that's a point to the coaching staff for the Clemson Tigers. Smart use of the challenge, and we discussed it, but unfortunate error for the Golden Bears.
That was something that really hurt Clemson on Friday, and you can't be too mad about it, but a lot of those reviews just didn't go their way. Stanford had a couple balls, I mean, on the outside of the line, a play like that. You felt like Stanford was getting a lot of those, and Jackie Simpson-Keir told us beforehand, yeah, it was frustrating that they weren't able to get the benefit of some of those very close calls.
And when I played, we didn't have the challenge at all. So I did speak with the line judges about it. You know, it's great to have now because in case there was the wrong call made, you can get it right. And sometimes it comes to inches, down to inches.
That one was not inches. That was feet there for Mia Moore.
No
An
doubt about
slam.
that one. Here we see Mia Moore hitting from the right side with that left hand, bringing it down with the snap. Awesome kill.
Love that pass by Sand, too. You can see the middle cheat to that right side and then Moore all the way back. Able to go one-on-one.
So the Bears are out of system now. Oops, but so are the Tigers.
Lee, blocked again.
Oh, Kurt, both middle blockers for the Clemson Tigers are just having an awesome afternoon when it comes to blocking. It helps that their pin hitters are setting them up correctly, but look at her hands directing that ball back to the middle of the court. Nice block.
8 blocks now for Clemson in the match. And they're 1 point away from a 2-0 lead. Luma serving.
Free ball opportunity here for the Clemson Tigers.
Middle. Cal striving. Again to the middle. And again down. Nilo Kaur gets Clemson a second set win. The 3 kill leaders for Clemson, McGrath, Moore, and Hansen, they're all hitting .423 or better. Sometimes the other team is just having a great night, and that's what's happening against Cal today. Oxoy, the freshman, a little bit wide. She had a good first couple of sets, 4 kills. That's her 3rd error. She's the only Tiger, by the way, with multiple errors today. Like I said, Clemson just played brilliantly on the attack.
Yeah, to have 3 players over 400 is phenomenal. And it is because the Clemson Tigers are keeping the ball in system much better than the Golden Bears are.
There's a look at the libero, Sophia Johnson. Couldn't get it in there. Here's Luma to serve. Bit of a specialist back there. Very strong. The serve game. In the middle. Down off the deflection. Hayden's got a team high 8 kills.
So you see there, they're going to Hayden. Even if the pass is not perfect, they're going to get her more and more involved. This is a pretty strong rotation for the Golden Bears. They have their favorite hitter when it comes to Desjardins on the front row and the setters front row and Hayden. So we'll see if they can stay in this rotation.
This is Popescu. Moore drops it down. You mentioned a lot of big swings from Moore. You like the change of pace there to get the point.
Yeah, she's gotten a couple points already today with that change up. You know, she's doing the roll shot, she's doing the tip. So that, again, is showing her maturity and leadership.
More 7 kills, 1 error.
Nice hustle.
Middle, Hansen, wide. First error by Hansen.
Wow, for the Golden Bears to win that point, because really the Tigers were doing a lot right in that point. For the Golden Bears, they just dug deep. They went after that ball. Good team effort to win that point.
Bears have been competitive, but they have not led many times today, even early. A 3-2 lead for Cal feels significant here in the third. Hard and way, way wide there, and an errant pass. The culprit. Addie Raines coming in to serve now for Mia Moore. Clemson still with no service aces today, but they've not been beset with errors. The block's been great, and that time they'll get the point.
So, William, it's interesting you say no service aces for the Clemson Tigers. So what they're doing is they're probably saying we don't need to serve so tough, because they're going to like very strategic serves. They're serving short, just like this. And so it is keeping Hayden. She's having to pass and hit, which middle blockers hate that. Most of them.
Gildon passes to McGrath. Dig there by Desjardins. Gildon the answer. Off the block, Hayden. Again, a miscommunication there between the freshman setter Stierbu and the attacker Hayden, and Clemson gets the benefit.
And that's one of those reps in practice, which will go, you know, back to California, and they're going to work on that, because that's the connection that has to happen. But when a setter is a freshman, it takes a lot of repetitions to get to that point where you just can trust each other and know where you're going to be on the court without even talking about it.
McGrath, touch. They're going to say on the touch, and again, McGrath clean so far today with no errors. That time threatened the back line and gets a point.
Wow, Mia McGrath, she's having just a phenomenal weekend, but no errors for the left side hitter. She just there catches the line with that hit.
Tigers with the early lead. Timeout Cal, and we'll take a timeout with them.
A big truck ruined your car and your career. Now the trucking company thinks they're going to bully you into a bad offer. Get the strong arm. Attorney John Boy and Associates.
Don't get tricked, twisted, and trapped into a terrible settlement. Call me first. We'll move fast to get you the most money possible as quickly as possible. And it costs you nothing to get started today. That's the strong arm.
Get real. Get the strong arm. Call Attorney John Boy and Associates now.
Where's my mask? It's a frightening time of year, especially when you're shopping for natural gas. That's why Georgia Natural Gas keeps it simple with great rates and reliable service.
No way.
Dad! So get our lowest rate of the year. Because these days, simple is just what you need.
Hey, co-pilot, what kind of thrust does this thing have?
The Saturn V rocket generated 7.5 million pounds of thrust.
Convert that to, like, my hatchback.
That's like 90 hatchbacks all redlining at once.
That's a lot of hatchbacks.
Clemson an early lead again. They have been in control for most of today, Aaron. And so far, more of the same for the Tigers here in the third set.
That's a great way to put it, William. They really have controlled this match from early on in the first set and just never looked back.
Should mention, you know, this Cal team just 3 matches ago took down Miami. Top 15 team in the country, one of the best inside of the ACC. This is a highly capable squad that is going through some growing pains. Off the touch, Clemson unable to keep it alive, and that's a good response out of the timeout.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Malcolm wants to see from her team is she takes that timeout, let's come back, let's get the point, move forward in the rotation.
Sant flicks it down, gets the point. Second kill for Catherine Sant, the Tigers setter.
She is so smart as a setter and so athletic too, but she hides this so well. She knows the Bears are leaving the center of the court open, and so she just has it in the back of her mind at all times, like, is this a great time to try this tip?
She's also got 8 digs today, second on the team. Strong performance. Gildon sets it across, and Cal with an easy one there.
And those are the kind of errors we have not been seeing from the Clemson Tigers today. So Gildon, the libero, she just overset that one, so it went over the net, which resulted in an easy point for the Bears.
7-5, Clemson by 2. This is Stierbu. Fills. McGrath.
Ooh, nice
Off
hit.
the top of the block. That was well done there. Anne-Marie O'Gara gets the kill.
Yeah, and that is one of her first kills for today. I believe it was her first kill because we haven't seen her going much, but she hit really high off the Clemson block hand, so it was so difficult to defend.
She got the credit, by the way, of that sort of combo slam dunk, I'll call it, on the errant pass a while ago. She just checked in, and Clemson in response. There's Hansen, another one added to a strong resume today.
Yeah, Hansen's having a phenomenal day, a middle blocker for the Clemson Tigers. She comes in at 6 feet 3 inches, but she can actually play really good defense.
Texas Tech transfer, second year in the Clemson program, off the top of the net. There's one for 42, Sophie Scott.
So this is great to see from the Bears. They're not playing like perfect, crisp volleyball, but they're just making things happen, which is exactly what Coach Malcolm wants to see from her team. You know, we're not playing great right now, but the Clemson Tigers are playing so good, we just got to make something happen.
Yeah, since the timeout, 3 kills, no errors, and they've made some changes there. We talked about O'Gara, Scott coming in as well, a 4th-year junior from Portland. So you got some new bodies there on the front line that have done a good job. Oxoy. Nice dig. Back to O'Gara. Gildon off the pin. And Cal's come back to tie it.
And that's what they can look like when they're in system, Cal. So that was a well-run play. It was a nice quick set to the left side, Desjardins, which she is so effective when she has the whole court open to her. See, I don't know that serve from the Golden Bears. That's just not tough enough of a serve. I mean, that went to Mia McGrath, who's proven that she is on fire today, right in the middle of the court. So she was able to pass it perfectly, and the Clemson Tigers are perfectly in system, and they're able to get the point.
Okur with the slide gets the kill. Big point for Clemson there to get back in front, and there's an easy one for Okur again.
And so there is the contrast. Here the Clemson Tigers, Sant back there serving. Look how tough and aggressive she's serving, which results in an overpass so the Tigers can get the point.
Here's Sant, another serve, that time into the top of the net.
And the coach can handle some errors when your team is serving aggressive. They're serving smart, they're serving strategic. So a couple errors here and there, it doesn't matter as long as you're bouncing it with the aces and the aggressive serves.
Just a little long for Mia Moore. Oh, they're going to give Clemson a point. They said a touch there.
Yeah, interesting. I'm trying to see who saw.
Cal can't believe it.
Yep, you're right. They're arguing and possibly going to challenge.
This will be a challenge, yeah.
Here's Mia Moore swinging from the right side. She had a
Cal
nice
was challenging that there was no block touch.
Heavy hit here, so there was a touch call. And right now, the challenge is to overrule that call.
Looked like the chair was the one that said that she called the touch.
And at first, it didn't seem like there was a touch call.
No.
So I think only one of the judges did see it, and it is their job to call it if they see it.
Let's take a look here. Doesn't look like the fingers move. And it kind of comes off the side of Moore's hand there, so maybe it did look like the trajectory changed a bit.
Yeah. You should be a line judge, William. That's hard to see that.
No. Not in real time. Look, it's a hard job in real time.
There was no block touch. Point Cal. Cal retains their challenge.
All right, so that's big because it goes from Clemson by 2 to now a 10-10 tie.
Yes. Brilliant use of the challenge. Give the point to the coach there, Coach Malcolm. In her second season, coaching the Cal Bears.
He's a pretty active head coach. You see her back there on the back line with her servers. Down in the middle, Aksoy gets her first point of this third set. 5 kills for the day.
You see, actually, both head coaches have not sat down all day. It's because this match is so crucial for both teams. You know, first ACC win for the Clemson Tigers. That kill is going to help them get there.
We're talking to Jackie Simpson here about Aksoy. She compared her to Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso with the energy she brings to the gym. And we've got a difference of opinion. The two judges are going to say it missed. We had one saying in, one saying wide. And Cal's going to get the point.
Wow, what a crucial point here in this match. One that may need to be reviewed later on. It does look like the ball was out, though, so that was the correct call.
First error of the day for Mia McGrath. Her 31st swing.
Well, she is allowed to have one.
Yeah,
so.
she probably do. Back on the horse. Back to Desjardins. Blocked again.
Good block coverage, but amazing blocking coming from the Clemson Tigers, too. We've seen some long rallies already today in this match.
McGrath, clean and down. 13 kills for Mia McGrath.
And she's all smiles, as she should be. She's just soaring. She is just releasing on the ball. She's being smart when she needs to be.
Nice serve there from Gildine. Moore off the top. Boy, brilliant play. Can they keep it in? That's great hustle from Cal. Hansen, middle, and that might be a bridge too far.
Yep, you can see the players running into the bench again to try to save it, but it's just all the Clemson Tigers right now. They are hitting so tough, and it's impossible for the Bears to defend.
Kate Hansen, 7 kills, 3 digs, 5 blocks today. McGrath low. And that went a bit too far. And that's, again, you talk about being out of system. Desjardins was a little tight that time, and it looked like the setter was unaware.
Yeah, a lot of miscommunication happening on the Cal side. Also, very heads-up smart play by the Clemson Tigers. We saw earlier in the match where there was that error on the block from the Bears. That block there, the Clemson Tigers didn't even jump. Here they come back, though, with a block where they did need to jump.
There you go.
But the play
Right
before, they didn't even need to jump because they could tell it was so out of system. So that was, again, heads up, mature. You see some of the leadership coming out from the Clemson Tigers.
15-11, Clemson over Cal.
Let's talk about the blocking from the Clemson Tigers, which we did not expect to be talking about today.
No, 9 blocks for Clemson today, just 1 for Cal. And it's part of a really inspired and energized effort from Clemson. And a lot of that is because of what happened Friday. But we've talked about a lot of pink in the stadium today. They're wearing their gray uniforms you see there with the pink outlines. And that is because they're raising money today on behalf of Heather Call Holmes, who is a former Clemson player, former Clemson assistant coach, former head coach at Wake Forest, tragically passed away from cancer in May of 2019. There's a look at her as a setter for the Tigers back in the early 90s. And they presented a check to some members of her family a little bit earlier on with some of the money that was raised by community members and by folks who showed up today. And again, it's just another rallying point. Cancer is such a scourge, and October is such a great time to focus on finding a cure and continuing the research and the importance of early detection. And that's all sort of the centerpiece of what we're doing here in Derby today.
Absolutely. And Heather Call Holmes, she was a setter for the Clemson Tigers. She went on to coach in her career. You love to see the DJ even wearing pink in support. So I think that's fueling the Tigers as well. I mean, they had that, discussion honoring their fallen teammate before the game even started. So they're bringing that with them on the court today.
There's a look at DJ Shea wearing that pink. Clemson's customary DJ here in Derby. McKenna Gildon going to serve for Clemson here, up by 4. This has been the normal margin. Clemson at this point has kind of built a working margin and sustained throughout the end of these sets. Can Cal mount a rally here to stay alive? And that's a good way to do it. Play Hayden out of timeout. She's been good in that spot.
That's exactly what the Bears want to keep going. So they show they can do it, but it does start with that first pass, which they haven't had much today.
McGrath blocked. Gildon picks it up. Mia drops it. Wow. Clemson. Moore. McGrath a third time dug out. Back row. Desjardins out by inches.
16-12, Clemson Tigers are up. So Mia McGrath, she was like out of system a lot in that play too, just in terms of, the ball wasn't set perfectly, but this is where she shows her leadership. She just kept it in play and tried to place it strategically. So instead of making an error, she kept the play going and gave her team the chance to win the point, which they did.
Hansen tried the quick point. Desjardins sends it across.
Free ball opportunity.
And Hansen takes advantage. So 8 kills for Kate Hansen.
We call it a free ball in volleyball when it's just too easy. It's an easy kind of gift from the other team when they're sending it over to you and you're able to run all your plays in system, free ball.
Ball at the net. This Phils popped up by Hansen. McGrath. One-handed dig. Nice effort there. And another nice effort by Luma. She and Popescu, a couple outstanding efforts so far in this rally. McGrath again. This time she earns it.
And this is a significant lead now for the Tigers. They've already won 2 sets. We're in the 3rd set playing to best of 5. They're up 18-12. And it is all being led by their senior leader, Mia McGrath.
McGrath matches her Friday total with 14 kills. Luma sneaks that one over. And off the block. Well placed by Phils.
The setter for the Clemson Tigers, Sand, she was upset at herself for that. She felt like she maybe could have had the block there. So, but they're leading. They're in control. The Golden Bears are going to have to pull out some crafty moves here.
5 points. They need somebody to serve for a while. Hansen going to make sure it is not Michaela Hayden.
Wow, are the middle blockers for the Clemson Tigers doing what needed to be done for them to win this match. We talked about it before the match, getting the middles going. Look at that slide down the line.
Look at that, 9 kills, 6 blocks. Filling the stat sheet, Kate Hansen today. Big swing by Phils. Oxoy just keeps it in. It's a great chance for Cal, but again, it's Raines. Oxoy down, look out.
Oh, this is actually really sweet to see from Aksoy because, I mean, she just went up and crushed this ball. Could not be more of a beautiful hit. And because she hit it, the defender didn't really have time to react. It was just so fast and so quick. But you saw her go over and just make sure the other player was okay. That's really good to see.
And that's Francesca Popescu. We have called her name a lot today.
And look at the toughness from her.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
shaking it off.
True freshman now, 12 digs, couple assists.
Yep. So, yeah, that's sometimes happens in volleyball. I mean, this game is so fast and so aggressive. And trust me, I've been hit in the face before.
And they go right back at her. That's almost mean. To serve it right back at her. And the block ends up bearing fruit again. Look at Aksoy. Loving it.
Aksoy is really, really coming into her game. She played excellent Friday against the Stanford Cardinal, and she is bringing it again today.
That's a solo block for Aksoy.
Nice.
Down there, nice response by Fils. She's got 9 kills quietly. A very nice afternoon for Dominique Fils.
Yeah, Fils, that is where she wants her set to be. So again, as this team continues to mature and grow together, she loves that type ball, fast, quick, and she can just go up and pound it.
Not overly efficient, Fils, but she's had some really good moments this season. And right there, it'll take a service error, or service ace rather, handling an issue for the Tigers.
And we've seen the Bears come back already in this match. They've done it throughout their season, beating the Miami Hurricanes. So the Clemson Tigers really need to stay disciplined here and get this side out.
Steerbu, the youngster, only 5 aces on the season coming in, got her 6th there, and then that one long.
And that's a little bit of a gift to the Clemson Tigers at this point in the match. They're only 3 points away from winning.
22-15. First time this season Clemson's taken even 2 sets in an ACC match. Into the net.
They're calling no touch. So point for the Tigers. Good disciplined block there. They didn't go over and try to touch the ball. They're just waiting for it to come to their hands, which it did not. No,
Down.
sneaky.
Nicely done. And we've seen some good things from Anne-Marie O'Gara here in the 3rd. That's a nice little wrinkle that Cal's thrown in and something to monitor going forward.
Absolutely. She's come in, she's played smart, come off the bench. That can be really important for a team to have that player that's, you know, ready to come in and make a difference.
Slide occur. Nicely done by Thompson, and in, out of the middle.
So Clemson Tigers look like they were playing a little tentative there. Right now, the Bears, you know, they have kind of nothing to lose, so they're just going to give it, they're all going to go after it, and the Clemson Tigers, they need to do the same.
Sophia Johnson with the nice dig to set it up, and Scott gets her 3rd kill. Aksoy down under the block, and now match point for the Tigers.
7th kill for Aksoy today here in Jervey Gym. She just sneaks it down in front of the block there. It's because she's got that great hang time and that really aggressive swing.
Clemson's last win came on September 19th. They have lost 9 straight ACC matches since then, and they'll have to win 1 more point as Scott gets the block. 5 of those 9 losses have come to ranked teams. It has just been a brutal stretch for Clemson, and these fans have waited a long time to see their team win a match point.
And they are playing so great this entire weekend.
Drop down, and that's it. Okor gets the 25th point in the 3rd set, and the Tigers do get that first ACC win of the season to cap what has been a fantastic week.